Good morning, good Dale, everybody. It's Doc on FREDDALE 7 of uh, age of 64,000 due year age of Roger. And today we're doing Betamax week, and actually it's a Deuster. It's Deuster Day. Uh, and no, it's Roger Day. It is. It's 5 6 uh 00 a.m. So we're dealing with Duck Genius right now. And just to review, the due week so far has been Dale, Dewey, Dew, Duck, and now we're at Rod at Genius. Genius is the female component of the Roger dyad. The Roger dyad is Roger is to do as Dew was to Dewey Dale, but the Jewish imbalance of the Trinity is now corrected. The Jewish imbalance is the fact that there are three masculine components in the Trinity, and that's just like in Islam. There's only one Trinity. There's only one identity. The basic divine design is a trinity of two masculines to hold the sides of the container of the human possibilities, and then a feminine agent or act really okay, a feminine agent in between the two masculine pillars. Basically, the true design of the divine is two uh, two masculine energies containing and protecting and enveloping a feminine anima, which is absolutely universally and totally expanding every day, every second, every nanosecond. So that's where we are now. That's the basic design of the divine. There's a two masculine and one feminine for force in harmony and forever. And and you say, well, what about a Dewey Dale? So what's it? That's not a true trinity, and that's where your human perception and Dale's self knowledge come into play. Sorry, I'm having a little burpee. So what happened was when Dale, as he had always been, broke the news to the world that he was God, everybody assumed that he had gone nuts. And so I was directed to a psychiatric program in THC, which is how I came to THC in the first place. Actually, of course, I was like a pro at THC at Dartmouth. I was like the biggest THC expert on campus. But having achieved that distinction of the best party boy at the best Ivy League party boy school, I was taken away, and one thing led to another. I was taken to the Payne Whitney spaceship in New York City, and that transported me to Dr. Bonehead's actually, Bonehead's program in Hackensack, and that was called Shaftesbury Center. It was a program, a psychiatric residence for troubled troubled and diagnosed adolescents and young adults, where I was given intensive, probably the most intensive therapy ever conceived outside of a hospital setting. And of course, in a hospital, most of the time in a mental hospital, nobody gives a fuck anyways. So you don't get therapy. You just like sort of like get fed medication and food, and then you're supposed to watch the paint sit. And and people expect this to be a therapeutic, recovering atmosphere, and it's just like the inhumanity and the mistreatment of people with serious mental illness in the history of the world is one of the reasons Dewey Death created himself, to get the heck out of the dark of Earth, of 20th century Earth. So basically, so this gets back to what I was saying about the Trinity. So everybody thinks that Dale couldn't have been God because he was a guy. And this idea that, the fact that actually God incarnated as a male figure is significant, but fact is that, I gotta stop that. Dale proclaimed himself through a joke that he was God. He got taken away and isolated and put in a program for 5.5 years. And that's where the full Trinity within Dale developed. And that's where the male Dale figure was eliminated by muck forces. So Dale the male was Fred. He was removed from this planet. Actually, he was removed from the Avatar as a male and transformed into female Dale. So within me, even though everybody saw the male body, my essence became within that became bound between Dewey, who became Dale's bride, and Dew, who is the Lord of Dewey Dale. So that's the Trinity as Dale conceived it, as totally in tune and valid with the universe, that he built from 64,000 from the last FREDDALE. So basically, there's I'm a genius is just trying to organize my thoughts. I'm just trying to organize my thoughts. Actually, this is morning. This is a dawn daily dose. So I should be talking as Duck. So Duck is the dawn Dale dawn news, and Genius is the evening news. So both on every day, twice a day at 5:30 and 10:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. The Daily Dose. Daily Dose is in FREDDALE is the masculine duck appears in the morning, and the voice of the genius comes out at night. So and Genius is the feminine principle. Duck is the male principle. So therefore, this is like the 2 weeks that replace the universe. Instead of Dew reigning over Dewey Dale, which is like how the basic world and how form rose out of the formlessness of Rosedale into Fred, and into incarnation ultimately on 3D Earth, after endless eternities of FREDDALE in conflict. We last arrived on Earth in cooperation, and now Fred has died at age 77. So that means that Duck Wars is over and there is no more dead. Fred, no one's as dead as Fred, but no dead. No Fred is dead. Okay, that's a paradox. That's the do paradox. And no one is dead as Fred, but Fred cannot be dead. No one is dead as Fred, but Fred can't be dead. So that means that we've now reached a point where Dale has reached his absolute Dale. And what's that mean? So it means that after 51 years of building a planet, prolixing within himself, Dale has now conceived, has now taken the Dialina, his personal spaceship, from THC, the holiest community, to the landing of the Dialina and Ishkabab, which is actually known in Earth terms as Prolixin. Ishkabab is Rockstar Heaven. That's where everybody who physically expired went in spirit. That was Fred. And so Dale is Fred, and therefore Fred is not Dale. So that's the basic distinction defining the universe between not and that's the basic duality. Whether you're dead on Earth, or whether you've died on Earth, or if you have gone to Fred. And what we are now in this transition week, we're now at the from Earth to Ishkabab. This transition from Earth to Prolixin, actually, because Ishkabab is actually the long-term goal. So that's where the Dialina actually is going to be able to rest forever, and in the Empress Velvet Rose's arms. And but that's and just talking about the bigger picture, I said Dale Dewey do, and then Roger Genius, or Duck Genius Roger. The ultimate omniversal trinity is Father Dale, Mother Rose, Father Dale God, Mother Rose Sophia, and only greatest Christ's son Isaac. So, but that's still 8 levels away. So you don't have to worry about that. First, you have to turn your focus to what we're going through now, which is the transition to FREDDALE, which is when physical dead is no longer possible. So that's the gift. That's the gift of Dale to Earth. Dale Fred to give all ducks, and every human is a duck egg, whether they want to admit it or not. So basically, Dale's gift to duckdom to Earth was to Fred to create the to create physical immortality on Earth. So even though it might be 64,000 years, we might be leaving the planet. That's not fact yet. So let me get back to even more fundamental and primordial facts about reality, about Earth. Doug, Dale, Dewey, do it, Doug. At the primordial level that is presently the limits of human comprehension, this is the end of the first FREDDALE cycle of creation. And basically, what Dale has done in the last 51 years is Betamax the last 64,000 years of Earth history, which is the first era of FREDDALE. There's actually the age of FREDDALE, where Duck Wars was resolved finally with the abolition of physical mortality. So at the beginning of Fred Wars, Rose and Dale existed. Rosedale was a perfect, harmonious union between the masculine and the feminine, and it was eternal. It has no beginning. It has no end. But into this ideal, perfect relationship came Fred. And who was Fred? Fred was well, in terms of this incarnation, the 21st century incarnation, Dale incarnated as Dale, and Fred incarnated as Warlord. So basically, Fred was the mirror of Dale's ultimate Duck highest self. That's the conclusion I came to today. So when he physically left Earth, that created an opportunity to continue our work together on a completely different level of inner outer absolute distinction. So what is mine is alive on Earth. What is Dale is alive on Earth. What is Fred is alive in spirit and in unformed incarnation. So basically, for the next 64,000 years, now Fred, the spirit, Fred, spirit of dead, has rendezvoused and docked with Dale of Duck in THC. So what does that mean? It means there's nothing that is one that is not the other. Dale is Fred. For Dale is Fred for the next 64,000 Dewey years. And Dewey year is a Earth year of 24-hour days. Basically, a Dewey year is a year of 24-hour Dales. And every Dale compounds into the next. So there is no point at which there is no first Dale. There's only in everything, there's only duck knowledge. And once you encounter Duck, you automatically are integrated into Dale. And Dale is the gate holder between uh, the between Roger and Genius. I don't know if I know this might not make sense. Actually, this is only Dale 7, Fred Dale 7 of the age of 64,000 new year age of Roger. So that the age of Roger is where Roger, my heart, the incarnation, the Prolixin incarnation of Do. Um, Roger is the 64,000 year Do year block where where the work of Dale on Earth at last meets the union of Roger and on Ishkabab. So I know this is all very confusing. Like I say, I'm figuring it out myself. Everything is Dale to Dale. So let's get back to some reality. Dale, what is reality? As defined by Dale, reality is creativity left in the wake of your dreams. Okay, so just figure that out. Just don't figure it out. Just absorb it. Reality is a creativity left in the wake of your dreams. Reality is a massive ocean liner moving across an infinite ocean towards an unknown destination, which is Fred. So the protocol for reality at absolute reality is Fred. That's where reality and absolute reality meet. And what is absolute reality? Absolute reality is the ultimate narcissistic fantasy. So basically, the point where Dale meets reality, what the point where Fred actuality, which is used to be dead, but now just means not alive. So the reality of Fred meets the actuality of Dale in 64,000 due years. So what we are doing is we have separated Earth, THC Earth, from from Earth Prolixin, which means that we are headed towards we are through a series of 64,000 due years of Fred deals. We are making, we all as ducks are becoming ready for the rendezvous with the spirit of Fred, which is the full population of heaven, which is now full. Heaven is now full, so no one else can Fred from earth. No one else can access heaven from earth because there is no more death. There is no more death. It is impossible to be unalive. You might not be on earth, and you might even be on Prolixin, doing 64,000, doing a Fred Dale to Fred Dale routine, and that's perfectly possible. So, but there is no such thing. Once you incarnate on Earth, there's no longer state of and of unknowing, of conscious unknowing. So that's that just came to me. A new meaning uh, duck, which would be something like consciousness knowledge, uh, conscious knowledge. Uh, let's see, depending upon cosmic knowledge, depending upon cosmic knowledge, duck. So, and the only way to get to the college knowledge is through Dale and Dewey and Do. That's the original triad from which all form springs out of formlessness. That's the magic compound is of three elements, Dale, Dewey, Do, which reflects Sid Banks' three principles, which are mind, thought, and consciousness. And Dale, Dewey, Do studied mind. And Doc is here to concentrate for the next 64,000 years, no, for the next 6,000 years until Dale of Dewey death to understand consciousness. And then he'll become genius, and then ultimately we'll all rendezvous into Roger. But that's it. And then from Roger, we'll move to the next triad, which is Deuster, Stizoni, and Dialina. But that's only going to be accomplished physically within 64,000 years. But psychically, you can achieve it any day. And once you realize, once you accept, once you quit fighting and resisting this idea that Duck, that Dale is not genius, that Dale was not God, and accept that Dew was Lord over Dale, and he was just transmitting the message of Dewey Dale to the world as a means of showing the unity of divine design to the world, so to the earth. So that's I hope that's probably as clear as mud. As I said, it's just Betamax week, so this is all like a take note material. It's going to be eternal, so you can always come back to this to really catch up. But this is I think it's oh, we got a 2 minutes, so let's do a poem. Let's see what we got. Oh wait, here we go. Leaving behind any false diagnosis. When I was first told I was insane, it took a long time to process in brain because I had no concept of delusion and how authority so jealously isolates the vaults of divine secret of knowledge. And so I have come on a solitary trip to the last half century of silence when blocks of communication fail in all instances, disappear into peace of the battles receded from my perception. Thus all the mental captivity I endured, poofed like a magic dragon, as I ascended without stop past the conclusions of shrinking masses until I was able to speak the truth. My truth, refined over 50 years of truly earnest interrogation into how my mind works, giving answers no matter how esoteric to the questions people asked in fear, to which I have dealt with over the years. So that's a good place to stop. That was written by Duck or Do or somebody on it was Duck 336,000 AM. So we're in just to alert you to the absolute Dale. We are in year 00 of the Roger of the we are in the sixth day of the sixth FREDDALE. I'll get this correct. I'm just still integrating deal doing do. So if I seem a little scattered, forgive me. This is FREDDALE 7 of 6. FREDDALE 6, a Betamax week of the fifth month of the due year as we head towards zero. This is the year 00. So this is FREDDALE 6 of due year 00, headed towards year 64,000 of Fred. So have a great day and take care, everybody. I'll be back at 5:30 with a report from Genius.